Fresh like I just got a contract. Fresh like I just got a max. Roll up this, we ballin' to the max. Fresh like I got a contract. Moving through the city, we be going.
I just realized we definitely got to do a new intro. It is Harden is on the Rockets in that intro. That man is on teams since that thing Russ on the damn Rockets. We got to do a new intro. We got to do a new intro. But welcome back, Hoops and Brews. We back again. As you can see, it's me and Joe today. Joe, how are you? How you feeling?
I'm pretty good, man. Good start out to my day. Hit the gym. Had a little meal. Closed all my rings already. It's only 1:30. I think I got another workout later too. Also, some more stuff I'm into later. But I'm pretty good. Man. What about you?
I'm chilling, bro. I was out last night. I went to Dave & Buster's actually, which was fun. I haven't been Dave & Buster's in a very long time.
That's what's up. You good at the games, or you winning? Or?
I got cooked in air hockey. I was very angry about that. I got cooked in air hockey, but apparently the person I was with grew up with an air hockey table, so it low key wasn't fair. It low key wasn't fair, but I got cooked in air hockey. That was not what I was. That was not what I was expecting to happen. But like I said, back again, Hoops and Brews. It's been, I want to say at least it's been like 10 days since we have recorded. I want to say a solid amount of things have happened in the league since then. I think the biggest story probably is Russell Westbrook. His comments with the fans. I don't have the full clip, but basically he said he doesn't even want to bring his family to games because it's too much stuff going on. Is what he said. Basically, doesn't want to bring his family to. Well, no. He said his family doesn't want to come to games because of the fact they don't want to hear. He doesn't want. They don't want to hear his dad being their dad or whatever being called names. What do you think about the Russ situation? Do you think the fans are out of bounds? Do you think the fans are inbounds? What do you think about the Russ situation just in general so far?
It's pretty heavy topic for me, but I think honestly, first, I think Russ made excellent points, and I definitely think Laker fans should hear him out most definitely. Because he hasn't obviously. Anybody knows he hasn't been playing the greatest basketball this year. It has not been like his best season. Anybody can tell that. But first of all, is it 100% his fault? The reason why he isn't playing to the best season of basketball? No. Exactly. It's not his fault. And if you want him to play better, why are you doing this to him? Like, I don't think there's a single player in NBA history who could play good under the circumstances that Laker players have put him under. Like, you screaming at the dude, yelling at him not to shoot the ball in the middle of a game? Who can play good basketball under those circumstances? This is your home crowd, the team that you are supposed to be home. You're supposed to look forward to this. You're supposed to be able to bring your family with no issue. You're supposed to I got the home crowd on my side. I'm about to go out there at my hometown. I'm about to show out. It's like that's literally impossible to do when the people who are rooting for you are literally going against you. I think Laker fans are very immature for this, and I think that they gotta. I highly doubt it happens, but I think that they have to change their tune in the situation because I don't like it at all. It's not okay. What else is? But yeah,
I'm with you. Like, granted, I also think that Russ's bad play has been a little bit overstated. Like, if you just literally just dive into the numbers, it's not really that far off from what he did last year. Like, his shooting percentages are basically the same. He shot 43.9% last year. 43.3% this year. His 3-point percentage was 31.5. This year is 28.2. He still is giving you 7.6 rebounds, 7.2 assists. Turnovers is at 4, but he was at 4.8. He's always been around 4 turnovers, and he's giving you 18.1 points per game. And he's taking basically 3 less shots a game. I would assume if he was to take 3 more shots, he would be giving you 22 points. And if he had the ball more, he would be probably averaging another triple-double as he was last year. I think that, granted, yes, he does need to play better. I think defensively is one of the things he could definitely play better. Like, I've seen way too many times guards this year lick their chops as soon as Russell Westbrook steps out on them. I've seen Ja do it. I've seen Trey do it. I've seen too many people in general. I was even remember the Clippers game when Reggie Jackson hit the game winner. Russ took like a bad angle when he tried to steal the ball and let the man spin straight to the rim for like a free layup. So I definitely do think Russell Westbrook needs to play better. But I've been to at least I probably went to more Laker games this year than I have any year. It's a very weird atmosphere with Russ. Just in a Lakers uniform in general. Like when he gets the ball, the crowd groans. When he misses a shot, the crowd groans. Like it's just a really weird atmosphere that Russ is having to play under. And I can understand why, his family doesn't want to come into games. Like I mean, and again, it does suck. Like your home crowd is supposed to be the place, like you said, where you feel, everybody's behind us. We have, the sixth man, which is the crowd. That's not really the feeling I get when I go to Lakers games. Now, granted, the Lakers do need to play better. The fans do have a right to boo them because they be getting smoked. They went out there and lost by 40 to the Pelicans. That should not happen. That is completely, utterly inexcusable. So, yes, they do need to play better. The fans should boo them. But I'm also with Draymond. Like when people talk about even just this whole Lakers thing, oh, Bron is failing. Bron is this is terrible. Bro, they won a ring 2 years ago. Like they hadn't won a ring in a decade, and they did win a ring 2 years ago. And also with Russ, the bad part about it is he happens to be playing kind of out of position. You have him doing things this season that he's never really been asked to do. Like I see too many games when Russ is in the corner, or like he's the screener. He's just doing things that he is not accustomed to doing because of the fact Bron is so ball dominant. Even Kevin Durant, when he played with Kevin Durant, wasn't as ball dominant. Even when he played with the Rockets, when Harden would go off the court, it was completely Russell Westbrook. They would spread the court, and Russell Westbrook was basically, quote unquote, their center, and he would dominate the paint. And I also thought that before COVID happened, that was one of his better seasons. Like, even if you look at the percentages, I think he was shooting 50% from the field. He's never done that before. I thought that was one of his better seasons before COVID. So yes, I feel Russ. I do think the fans need to calm down a little bit. I also think he needs to play better. Like I said, he can play better. All of them can play better, but it's not just him. LeBron can play better. I've seen too many times when Bron at center. I was just at the Clippers game when Bron was at center. First half, shot go up. He don't even jump. He just look at Isaiah Hartenstein, get the rebound.
I've seen that,
and then look
times.
around. I'm like, bro, what the hell you looking around for? Box the man out. Do something. Like,
I saw Nas Reed get multiple offensive rebounds on LeBron.
Like, bro, they made Nas Reed literally look like they made Nas Reed look like he was Cat. Nas Reed not supposed to look like that. No fall off. Nas Reed is not supposed to play basketball in that nation. That's not supposed to happen. No. So again, Vogel could coach better. His rotations ain't been the best. I saw Dwight Howard, the Clippers game. I saw that man play 16 minutes, had 1 rebound. Inexcusable. Dwight Howard should not play 16 minutes and rebound the ball 1 time. So again, all of them can play better.
Yeah,
everybody involved with the Lakers can play better. It's not Russ's fault. I know they're trying to make him the scapegoat, but it's not Russ's fault. Also with the Lakers, bro, they're switching their team up every single year. Like if you look at the championship team now, is there anybody left besides AD and Bron?
And Horton Tucker. That's it.
He was a rookie on that team, wasn't he?
Yeah, yep,
You switching your team up every single year. You won a ring, then you're switching your team up literally every single year. So there's no camaraderie, there's no carryover year after year. And again, I just think it's just a tough situation. It sucks. I was looking forward to this, and again, I still think it could work. G. Now, I don't think they can be a championship team. I don't think they can rock with the Warriors. I don't think they can. Well, we can get to the Warriors later. Maybe they could rock with the Warriors. Draymond. Maybe. But I don't think they can rock with Phoenix. I don't even think they can rock with a team like Memphis. Memphis is the thing. Is like I love Memphis, but in a 7-game series, I would have to see them beat a full Lakers team 4 times over 7 games. I would just have to see it. But there are teams that I don't think that they could rock with, but I don't think they're 27 and I think 27 and 35?
I think 28 and 36.
28 and 35, 20. It's something like, I don't think they're 28 and 36 bad. I do think they're a little bit better than what their record says, but they have to make it work. Like I said, Go ahead.
Oh, just kind of similar to the Nets. Like, you know how they bottom the tier. I don't think. I mean, maybe Phoenix might lick their chops if they get the Lakers in the first round, but not too many teams is going to really look forward to, after working very hard, looking forward to having to see LeBron James, Anthony Davis in the first round. Just like if you in the Nets, I mean, if you're in the East and you work hard for a top seed, you don't want to see Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons, and Kyrie Irving all healthy in the first round. Like, damn, imagine
We
like
worked
the
hard
Bulls
all
with all
year.
that hard work, man. This is what you got to see. And I saw you also tweeted about the Clippers too. They might Kawhi out there getting shots up. PG, there's rumors about him. Like, I mean, teams worked hard all year. And
did you see Kawhi yesterday?
I did see him hit those numbers.
Granted, I'm going to the game today. I'm gonna try to get there early because I'm gonna try to see if Kawhi goes through like a full pregame workout, a workout. But I mean, granted, it was TV. It was just set shooting. It wasn't like he was, out there playing an NBA game. But he looked nice. He looked good. And granted, it was a partially torn ACL. I don't think it was a full ACL rupture. Basically, he had a sprain. It was a grade 2 sprain, but the sprain, if I'm not mistaken, you can Google it. I don't want to be hood MD right now. But basically, any sprain is a small tear. So anytime you sprain an ankle, you tore ankle ligament. So if you had a sprained ACL, grade 2 sprain, it's not a full rupture, but he did tear some ACL ligaments. But yeah, no, I'm with you. Like, you don't want to. I don't think, like you said, Phoenix. I don't think Phoenix too much cares, but I don't think anybody wants to. And again, AD, is he still in a boot?
I'm pretty sure he hasn't heard any updates on him, so more than likely. But how much time we got? He got plenty. 3-4 weeks to the play? Oh no, we in March? Playoffs starting late April?
I think mid-April. I think playoffs probably will be starting like April 5th. Let me Google. NBA playoffs
we got at least a month, and a little more time for a high ankle sprain.
The playoffs start April 16th.
April 16th. He got over a month for
but the play-in games start the 12th to the 15th.
Okay. So you got to be back by
then. And they're going to be in the play-in. And they're going to be in the play-in. And I don't think the play-in game would be easy for them because New Orleans is playing good basketball.
New Orleans,
Zion is starting.
Even Zion, even him. It's a bunch of dudes we just waiting. Like, it's a bunch of dudes like in the tank right now. Like, a bunch of teams just got their best guys just in the tank, just in a little, just getting ready to just. That's one real exciting one. He might be I don't know, if Zion come back with that team, with the way they've been playing.
They've been playing basketball lately.
CJ McCollum has been a very great fit for them. Even getting his buckets facing the floor.
I think this is a great segue, but I do want to say one last thing about Lakers and Russell Westbrook. As long as Russell Westbrook is in the corner, I don't really want to hear Lakers fans complaining about the player Russell Westbrook. What the fuck is Russ supposed to do in the corner? You know that man can't shoot. Why are you sticking him in the corner? LeBron, you have put in all this work to become a pretty damn good 3-point shooter. He is a pretty good.
He shoots too many. I think he shoots a little too many.
But you want to know why he shoots too many? Because you 37 years old. No, you are 37 years old and you can't get past people like you could when you was 30 and 28 and 29. That's why he's shooting all them threes. He be doing them dumbass dribble moves and realizing that he can't get past these 24-year-old wings no more. And you can't just bowl over somebody for 27 feet away from the rim. But I thought what happened is that they would give Russ the ball like they usually do, and LeBron would have some of his easiest 30-point games ever because either you are – I thought Bron would move more, which I think he kind of has, but I thought it would just look different, move more into a power forward scorer role. Like, he be playing center, but don't be positioned like a center would be. In my personal opinion, positions on the court are about where you're positioned. If you're going to play center, then fucking play center.
You got to bang, man.
Yeah, don't play.
You gotta
facts. Don't play.
You gotta feel somebody. You can't just like stand there. You feel me? Wait for the rebound while Harkenstein and these dudes who ain't even elite, known as elite rebounders, is killing you on the boards.
Facts.
That's unacceptable.
Facts.
Like, but then Bron playing the center also has its benefits. Like, you saw when Rudy Gobert tried to check him versus Jazz when that was amazing. He brought Rudy Gobert out there from the to the 3-point line and just was straight food. It has its advantages for sure, but it's just like it's a 50-50 thing. It's a two-headed sword for sure. But yeah, and also one more thing about the rest of them, they definitely the Lakers fans took definitely a full 360 on that, man. I remember beginning of the season, off season, all these pictures, everybody was hyped. Brody coming back to LA. I remember early in the year we played the Spurs on the road. Russ was talking about how that was the first time he ever in his life had fans cheering for him on the road. Yeah. So like, and then it just all just like it just came to hell real quick. But I mean, it's like I said, injuries played a role.
They are
Bo was
missing a whole
like,
Anthony Davis. They are missing. They have basically missed a entire Anthony Davis for basically the better part of the season.
yeah.
Again,
This is
I
the
don't
running
think
joke.
facts. Like I don't think Anthony Davis was playing to Anthony Davis levels all the time when he was there, but it was still a whole Anthony Davis. Like bad or less than Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is still better than probably 85% of the NBA.
Yeah, Anthony Davis still gonna be on a scouting report regardless.
Facts.
And it's also a running joke because we ain't got everybody saying Lakers we good. Kendrick Nunn they came back. We ain't had Kendrick Nunn all season.
Yo, did you know that there's actually footage of Kendrick Nunn playing with the Lakers?
Where? What you talking
in preseason?
About? He played in the preseason?
He like literally, if you Google it, there is actually footage of Kendrick Nunn playing with the Lakers.
I didn't know he played in the preseason. I know the comments on that video hilarious.
Actually footage of it. There's actually footage of Kendrick Nunn playing with the Lakers in the preseason. But
I didn't know he must have re-injured it or something. That's crazy.
No, I think he got hurt in the preseason and or like at some point in time in training camp preseason and just I didn't even know you could be out this long with a knee bruise. I had no idea you could be out this long with a bone bruise.
The Lakers wasted their whole MLE on him. That's a whole player. We did pick up DJ Augustine, who's also been looking pretty good. I thought DJ Augustine played good.
That would have been a great move 2 years ago and earlier in the season.
Earlier in the season is fair, but I mean, it still had to be done. I like what he's been able to do for us in the limited minutes he has received. He's playing decent basketball.
Post-trade deadline. We were talking about the Pelicans. You just spoke about buyout market and Kendrick Nunn being not Kendrick Nunn, but Augustine being picked up by the Lakers. In your opinion, who has benefited the most post-trade deadline in NBA?
Post-trade deadline, first teams that come to the top of my head that benefited the most, even though this team was already playing good basketball pre-trade deadline, they started to finally get together, is the Celtics. When they went out there and they grabbed Derek White for Josh Richardson. Yeah. Derek White is an excellent basketball player. As we've known him, Pop was high on him. He had him on the Team USA team. Greg Popovich has always been pretty high on Derek White. He's having a really good year. I have him on one of my fantasy teams. He's been playing pretty good basketball this year. Then he got traded to a situation where they kind of needed another guard, 3-and-D. He can pass. He can hit open shot. He just seems to always make the right decision. He just meshes well with the Boston culture, setting up Jaylen Brown, setting up Tatum, getting Marcus some good looks, finding Robert Williams down on the block. But yeah, definitely the Celtics who have been like turning it around. Also, another team that I don't think a lot of these teams don't want to see in the first round, even though they're kind of a lower seed right now. I don't think the Bulls really want to see them. It's a bunch of teams where like if you get the Celtics in the first round, you're not going. That's not something you're really looking forward to. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, all those guys together. The coach is turning it around. Top defense in the league over the past like month or so. So shout out to the Celtics for making that elite move. And then also one that's pretty obvious is another team that upgraded after the trade deadline is the 76ers. I mean, this one's pretty oh my goodness. Harden is a whole different player. You see Harden playing out the ball. You see him showing more effort on defense. You see him looking like playing basketball like he wants to be there. Which
my
is honestly,
only thing with the Sixers, not to cut you off, but my only thing with the Sixers is I fear that they're not going to get the best out of Tobias Harris. And he's taking too much money. He's taking too much of their books up to not get the best out of Tobias Harris. They have to get Tobias Harris more involved. To me, in my personal opinion, he has to give you 14 to 18 points and play at least damn good defense. Like they have to get the best out of Tobias Harris in my personal opinion.
Think he fits with that team. If you look at even when he does get looks, sometimes he can't hit a shot sometimes. I think he needs to go to a team that's not contending for a championship. Like you make it on man. I think he need to hit up like a Portland or just somebody. That might be that's their Achilles heel probably. It's Tobias Harris, getting him into it because you got Tyrese Maxey now, you got Harden, you got to get his looks, and Embiid obviously got to get his looks. Danny Green's out there shooting. Like, where do you really mix Tobias Harris into this? And it's just like he isn't really that great of a defender. It's just like he might be the Achilles heel for that team. I don't know what you really do in that situation because he's making like what 35. I think he makes more than
I think he's making 35 million a year.
But I definitely think if they don't get it done this year, it'll probably be because of him. I think they need to probably look into trading him somewhere who isn't trying to win.
Real quick. Teddy Hart, shout out Shu. He says the Pels benefited most from the trade deadline, and it ain't close. They have a legit big three if when Zion gets healthy, and even without him, they're killing. We're gonna get into that, but I do want to go back to the Sixers topic because there's been a rumor. Rumors are rumors, but there's been a rumor that Bradley Beal would be interested in joining the Sixers next. Obviously, I think he has a 1-year player option left. I would assume with him being out for the rest of the season, he would probably opt in to the player option. I would assume he would. But number one, because if I watch that, I don't really know if I want to give Bradley Beal a max contract personally. I don't know if I want to do that. He would probably opt in. Maybe you could trade Tobias for Bradley Beal. I think Porzingis has 1 year left on his deal. He has a player option too. He would probably opt in. I am assuming. So you mean maybe you could get both of that off the books and bring back in Tobias. Tobias at that point probably only has like 2 years. Maybe he might even have 1 year left on his deal. After that, what do you think about that?
About what possibly moving? I think that makes a lot of sense. Like I said, trade somewhere that's not trying to win. With Washington is not really trying to win, and also I'm pretty sure in order they're giving up that build cap, Harris should come right in and just take his spot in the for the cap space. And I think that'd be a good fit for both teams. And it's also like I said, like you said, that's pretty much is very realistic. The Philly Beal thing, that'd be insane though. You have Beal, Embiid, Harden, Tyrese Maxey all on one. My goodness.
It would be, but yeah, I think they got to get the best out of and I don't think it's hard, bro. Actually, run some offense for him and get him 4 looks a quarter, bro.
4 looks a quarter. That's kind of realistic.
That's 4 looks a quarter, bro. Like you paying the man $180 million. He's taking up so much of your cap. You have to get the best out of him. Like that's like 3 players worth of money. No, for real. Like if you spread $35 million around, like that's about 3 solid pieces. And they did trade some bench pieces out. They traded Seth. They traded Drummond. They traded other pieces that I think that they would need, obviously. But you get back a James Harden, so who cares? But to me, they just have to get the best out of Tobias. Or if they're not going to get the best out of him offensively, then defensively he needs to morph into Tybal Part 2.
I mean, I feel it, but that'd be asking for a lot. I feel like.
I mean, he did do a decent job on DeMar the other day.
Oh, Tobias was the primary defender.
When I was watching it, Tobias Harris did a lot of defending on DeMar DeRozan yesterday. Well, a couple days ago, whenever they played, I think that was like Monday when they played. Who would you give a max deal to if Bradley Beal isn't deserving? I don't think he's deserving for the Wizards. I don't think he's not deserving of a deal. If you're trying to win, sure. But for the Wizards, no. Why am I giving you a max so we could be a playing team? I'm straight. I'd rather you rebuild.
Fill the seats up. Ain't the fans happy? I'm pretty sure Bradley Beal
Kuzma wear cool fits, bro. They'll come see Kuzma. Kuzma wear cool fits. G.
Kuzma wear cool fits. Even though shout out Kyle Kuzma, former Laker, having a great year.
Kyle Kuzma was having a better season than Bradley Beal when Bradley Beal was there this year. Also,
when Bradley Beal was there,
he was this season. He was having a better season than Bradley Beal. Kyle Kuzma was. Look at all the numbers. Bradley Beal was not having that great of a season.
That is, I'm definitely gonna look at the numbers.
Yeah, he was
what is Kyle Kuzma at? Around like 15 points, and then what is?
Nah, I think he's higher than 15. Kyle Kuzma currently this year is.
Let's see.
Kyle Kuzma is at 17 points, 8 boards, and 3.
Jeez, almost pretty much 0.9 blocks, 0.7 steals.
So Bradley Beal this year was at 23. He got up to 45. He was at 23 points, 45% shooting from the field, 30% from 3, 6 assists, and 4 boards. He was shooting as low as he's ever shot from 3 this season.
Sheesh. And that's coming off that a huge year last year, Bradley Beal was. Bradley Beal averaging like 34 last year or something crazy?
Yeah, but Bradley was averaging 31 last year.
Yeah, he went, that's a career year for him, right? I mean, that's just, I remember in fantasy, they had him, because of that year, he was taken in the first round in most fantasy leagues, Bradley Beal, because of what he did last season.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. But yeah, again, shout out Bradley Beal, but I wouldn't have taken Bradley Beal first round in my fantasy league. But let's go back to the Pelicans. The Pelicans, they added CJ McCollum, and looked like they just took off. But even when I remember the game when Jonas had a career night against Zubac when he hit all them threes, I remember because I was covering that game. I remember sitting there like, yo, if Zion can just come back, this team has something. Like they have really solid pieces. And like Teddy said, they have a legit big. I already think they have a legit big three. I like Jonas.
That was Zion?
Jonas is a double every night.
Jonas is very solid. I'm not mad.
Now, he's not a superstar or anything like that, but Jonas is a legit double every single night. CJ McCollum, what has he been averaging since he came to New Orleans? CJ McCollum, since he came to New Orleans, has been giving you he was at 20 in Portland. Over the past 11 games, he is giving you 26 points, shooting 52% from the field and 41% from three, and giving you 6 assists and 5 boards. So basically, he's having his best. Basically, he is having a career. It's a very small sample size, but basically, he's having a career season so far since he got there. But I think he's freed up a lot from not playing with Dame and probably being more the primary ball handler in the backcourt and not having Dame back there as well. So he's been great. Ingram's been consistent all season. And this is the team that I don't think anybody I don't think the Lakers want to see them in the play-in. And even if PG and Kawhi do get back, in a one-game scenario, you may not want to see the Pelicans. In a one-game scenario. Even if they do get back, like Kawhi gonna be working his way back, he will maybe this hypothetically. I have no information. I know I covered the Clippers. I have zero information. If he even does get back, could be working his way back. It'd probably be his 4th, 5th game back. PG may be his 8th, 9th game back. I don't know if you want to see the Pelicans, especially if they're gonna keep playing the way that they've been playing. Now they got cooked last night, but Brandon didn't play. Bi didn't play. I don't know if you want to see them. In my personal opinion,
we've seen Jackson Hayes. He's taking steps this year. Finally, he's looking
Jackson Hayes finally has taken.
Protecting the rim a little bit, catching lives, running the floor. He's made steps. Don't sleep on Herbert Jones. Jones has been nice. Really good season on the wing, knocking down some threes and playing good defense out there. Devontae Graham, he's playing pretty well. But yeah, they coming around. Who's their coach?
Willie Green.
Is it? Oh, Willie Green. Yeah,
Sixers legend Willie Green.
Willie Green, I don't know why I confused him with Gentry, but yeah, he's coaching. He's doing a good job out there. Ingram is really coming into his own this season. I've been high on Brandon Ingram from day one. Obviously, former Laker. I love all the former Lakers out there doing their thing, but he's one of them as well that's just out there killing it, finding his own pace, getting to his spots, knocking down the mid range, knocking down the tray ball, getting to the rim. His game has come a very long way from out there punching hard and getting 15 points a game on
because he was getting his ass whooped
on 28% from three, and what he came from. He wasn't able to make free throws with the Lakers, but just his strides have definitely helped the Pelicans play the good basketball they have been playing this year. But yeah, definitely that's not a team you want to see. There's going to be a very interesting. I was talking to my friend the other day. It's going to be a very interesting postseason this year because I don't know who to like. Is there a real favorite this year? Like I feel like any team can get got.
No. Vegas still has the Nets being a favorite, but even with the way the Nets are, they're in the play-in. We got to remember this is a one-game scenario. Anything can happen in a one-game scenario. Yeah, you may just shoot bad.
I can't see Kevin Durant losing the play-in game, but I feel you.
You may just shoot bad. I mean, right now, let's say they actually was play-in. Where would they? Let me look at the standings. The standings right now, I think they're still the AFC. They would be playing in the first game, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they'd be playing the Hawks.
Mm-hmm. And then, for years, we pretty much knew who the finals was going to be. We knew, LeBron coming out the East, Warriors probably going to get there. We kind of knew what was going. You didn't really know, but you just knew who was going to be there. It's nice. It's very refreshing to just have it to where it's it's open, it's open season. I can't really pick. I feel like it's just any given night. I mean, any of these teams, especially depending on who comes back, who doesn't come back, it's going to be
I have a prediction. I think the Western Conference playoffs can end up being finals could be something random like Memphis and Dallas. Dallas is also one team. No, I don't I think Dallas got better. Keebler's playing. I think they got better by subtraction. Well, actually, not really by subtraction because
they definitely
because
another deadline move, another deadline team that made it improve.
You get Porzingis out of there. Porzingis is the guy who I think, like, if you're going to use him as a spot up shooter, which basically Dallas was, you're not getting the best out of Porzingis. I think you do maybe lose some rim protection, but Keebler can subsidize some of that. You also get another ball handler to take pressure off Luka. Jalen Brunson's having a good season. Also, as far as going to the future, you don't know. Like, somebody may offer Jalen Brunson a lot of money. Jalen Brunson may get offered $80, $90 million this offseason. Maybe you don't want to max that. At least you still have Spencer Dinwiddie back there. And Luka's playing some damn good basketball right now as well. Dallas is the team. And I mean, when you like look around the league and you look around the West,
there's a lot of talent everywhere, man.
Yeah,
ain't nobody looking forward to seeing no Luka in the first round or whatever.
I mean, look at what Luka was doing to the Warriors. When they was Luka was doing to the Warriors. I mean, look at what Luka can do to the Jazz. Like, Luka presents matchup problems for a lot of basketball teams. And then you also, like I said, you also have Brunson. You also have Dinwiddie to also help him out. Now you can get Luka looks off ball. Like, he doesn't just have to dribble the ball up court and dribble 90 times. You can at least run a handoff and, take some pressure off because you have other people who can bring the ball up court. Again, Teddy, shout out you. CJ McCullough, in my opinion, single-handedly delegitimized the way all selection holds. Not necessarily. I don't think he deserved to be an all-star in the West, but it's just tough. The guards in the West historically over the past, since his career in the West, has just been a tough position. I mean, Dame wasn't even getting selections at one point in time, and he was adding 26 points because Kobe was holding the spot. Shout out Kobe, but them last two All-Star spots, Kobe should really have what? 8? What is it? How many?
No, not the last two, just the last
one. Last one. I think, yeah, last two, arguably.
The last one. Only reason why he got the last one was literally because it was his last season. But the one before that,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Facts. But yeah, I like what they did. I like what Dallas did after the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Another team that's been struggling, we just talked about, the Warriors. The Warriors they did pick up a win last night over the Clippers, which they needed, but also I think the Clippers honestly just played bad. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think they as a team shot what did they shoot from the field yesterday? I think it was bad. Let me look. Yesterday from the field, they shot as a team. Jonathan Kuminga had 21 points last night. I really should have played him in fantasy. As a team, they shot 35% from the field and 30% from three. They just shot bad. They just played bad. Like, Reggie Jackson went 2 of 14, Luke Kennard 4 of 11, Marcus Morris 4 of 11, Zubac didn't hit a shot. Like, as a team, they just played bad. I mean, the Warriors, they played good, but I don't think they played out this world good. I mean, they only shot 40%. I mean, 40% is solid and 38% from three. Are you concerned about the Warriors' struggles? I know Draymond got on his podcast and said that he's planning on returning. I think he said
the 14th against the Wizards.
14th against the Wizards. Yeah, what do you think about the Warriors and their struggles?
Their struggles. Obviously, Steph has not been playing sort of, Steph Curry type basketball. Over the past month or so, even though he stepped it up a little bit because his slump was really bad.
Can we talk about Clay flagging? Clay, relax. Clay has been out there shooting the basketball like he's never going to get another shot to attempt ever again. Bro, relax, Clay. Stop, Clay. And that's why Wiggins ain't been playing that good because he's been fucking Wiggins up. There was Wiggins shots, and now Clay is shooting the ball every single time he touches it and missing. Relax, Clay.
It's my team. Clay came back like, yo, this is, but I definitely think it's going to take Clay. He's definitely been struggling a little bit. I think he's the reason pretty much why the Lakers was able to steal that game, despite the fact that obviously Brown had 56. But the Warriors, they slid down a little bit. I'm still gonna win my bet with TPJ. We bet that he said the Warriors would be a playing team. They were not nowhere near that, even though they have been sliding lately. So I'm thinking about what bottle that man Thomas is gonna get for me. Shout out TPJ. I'm gonna let you know very soon what kind of bottle I'm looking forward to. But the Warriors struggles, obviously they're a veteran team. It also could have something to do with that. Curry, they've been resting Curry and Clay a little bit as of late. It's nothing really to panic about, but at the same time, they could have trouble meshing all these guys together. Like, they haven't really played too much together with Wiggins, Clay, Draymond all on the court at the same time. Poole role has kind of been adjusted a little bit also, as well as Clay has came back
shooting like Poole is another one who's shooting like he ain't gonna never touch the ball ever again too.
He's been balling lately though. He had 32, I think, the night before. The night before the Warrior game, and he had 20 last night as well. Yeah,
was that when everybody didn't play?
I think that wasn't everybody didn't play. Him and Moody went crazy that night.
Yeah, they did.
And also shout out to the Warriors. They have the way that a nice mix of youth. Like Poole is young,
I love
Moody is
Kuminga.
young. He playing great basketball. Kuminga, that's 3 guys that like young guys who can like are producing right now. Like they'd probably get you mad minutes on OKC or mad minutes on any of these other like young up and developing teams, and they're coming in and they're contributing right now for the Warriors. So shout out to them for being able to continue to just draft well. Like obviously they drafted Steph, Clay, and Draymond, and it's 2022, and they're still drafting guys who are producing pretty much immediately like in their careers. Even though Steph and Clay, Draymond didn't really produce that well when they first started. Well, Steph did, but not Clay and Draymond. But these guys are like they're legit. We'll see where that takes them in the future. But I don't think it's too big of much to worry about with Draymond coming back. He should definitely come back and get them in line. He plays a huge role for that team in that locker room. The Warriors, Steve Kerr, they tell you that multiple times how big he is for them, getting guys involved, screaming at guys, playing help side defense, communicating on defense, just doing very Draymond things. Draymond was All-Star this, right?
I think he was, but
he was. He was hurt. Yeah. So like, I mean, they're gonna get like who was expecting Draymond Green to make the All-Star team in 2022?
Me.
You expecting him to make the All-Star team?
Yeah, he's not. What do you mean? It's Draymond, bro.
No,
he's still probably the best defender in it. He's still arguably outside of Rudy Gobert and Giannis, the best defender in the NBA.
But defense don't really get rewarded that much though.
It does for All-Star. I mean, you won't get like a whole list of defenders, but you'll get some defensive guys that make the All-Star team.
This is his first All-Star appearance since 2019, though, right?
That's a good question.
I'm pretty sure this is his first All-Star appearance since 2019. So that's why it's kind of like,
to be fair, 2020 he like wasn't there the whole year. 2020 was the year when he was him and Steph. Yeah, both of them was hurt. This is he's actually no since 2018.
2018, 2019 he didn't even make it. Yeah, so that's why for me it was kind of shocking. Even though the fact that he's even out there and played as many games is kind of shocking me as well because he's getting older. So him making All-Star team, I think that's huge for the Warriors and Warriors fans. And them getting another All-Star next week is going to be huge for them. It's going to help them a lot. Like I said, get them into their spots, directing everybody, and just being that anchor, that guy, like that extra push. So they should be all right. But like the West, just like the East, is going to be a dogfight. I can't pick a clear favorite, and I can't pick them. I wouldn't be surprised if they get to the finals, and also wouldn't be surprised if they get knocked out in the second round. So it's just like you got to see. Like it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the Warriors. I do think that Draymond coming back will most importantly help Clay and Steph. Like he's kind of their pseudo point guard. I think Clay works really well off of Draymond. I see Clay dribbling the ball entirely too much. Remember that game where they ran an ISO for Clay for the end of the game? What are we doing here? Relax. What are we doing here? There was too many times last night, granted, even though they won the game, there was too many times last night in which I saw Klay Thompson bringing the ball up court. What are we doing?
Remember y'all saying Clay was supposed to come back with a handle?
TP said that. But what are we doing? I do think Draymond Green coming back will kind of even put those guys back in their rightful spot. Their defense has slipped a little bit. I think at first they were the number 1 ranked defense in the league. Currently, if you look at the Warriors, they're still actually first in defense, but their offense is 12th now. I think he'll just help all of that. Well, actually, no, this is on Basketball Reference. I really should look at NBA.com because Basketball Reference apparently lies a lot. Basketball Reference, y'all got to fix that. Apparently, they lie about their defensive ratings a lot. But regardless, obviously, like you said, Draymond Green puts everybody kind of back where they should be. But that's a back injury, though. Like, it's a back and a disc. You never want to hit – first of all, you never hit anything with back. You definitely don't want to hit anything with disc. And like you said, yeah, sure, they can get to the finals. But, I mean, the Warriors are a team, like, I wouldn't want to play the Nuggets. Jamal Murray end up coming back. He get a couple games in. He get in rhythm. Porter gets some games in. He get in rhythm. And one thing the Warriors still do have an issue with is rebounding. Like, even if Draymond does come back, that's still only 7 boards. Not granted, 7 boards helps. But guarding Jokic, who?
Draymond, they are. Wiseman just got cleared to play 2 G League games. Even though
that's incredible. You want to stick him?
Look,
if you
want to throw him in the fire like that.
That's one. That's
a big body.
One that's incredible. What the fuck is he gonna do against Nikola Jokic? Explain to me what
He's
James Wiseman. Listen, and now listen. He is 6 fouls against Nikola Jokic, which helps.
Yeah, I was
but
about,
that is 6 fouls.
He's a body. I don't know if you want to throw him in the fire like that. That'd be very rough on James Wiseman. Just say, all right, you back for a month. Take this. Come get the MVP. Like you've been getting 30. Like his stat line. What he just had the other day. I think he had like 34, 14,
it doesn't.
Like
Jokic actually should be the back-to-back MVP. Actually, let me change the thing. NBA talk. Jokic should actually be the back-to-back MVP. He really should. Now he's not gonna win it probably because I don't know if the Nuggets gonna win enough games, and I don't know if you're gonna get somebody back-to-back and not. But I don't know. But Jokic should actually probably be the MVP. I love what Embiid is doing. I think Embiid has been right there for a couple of years, and that's why I think Embiid probably will win it. But Jokic should probably actually be back-to-back MVP. Like, we really got to put some respect on what Nikola Jokic is doing this season because it's actually incredible. With basically no Jamal Murray all year and with
no Porter.
Basically no Porter this year. Like, he gave you 25, 10, and 8 last year. He's giving you he gave you 26, 10, and 8 last year. This season, he's giving you 25, 13, and 8. 57% from the field, 36% from 3, 80% from the free throw line. We got to put some respect on what he's doing. And definitely. Defensively, he stepped up.
Got to be in that conversation.
That's per 100 possessions. He's giving you, what is he giving you? A steal a game and basically giving you a block a game. Like, Jokic isn't, granted, he'll never be a great defender, but for what he gives you offensively, which is he's arguably. Now there is Shaq, there is Will Chamberlain, but he's on the short list of best offensive centers ever played a game of basketball.
Yeah, that's 100%. He has to be in the conversation without a doubt.
He is on that short list of best. He is on that short list of best centers, like as best offensive centers to ever play the game of basketball. So I mean, but yeah, MVP. Who's your MVP? Like, again, I'm gonna say Embiid because I think Embiid has been there. Also, granted, they do have Harden now, but they were missing a whole Ben Simmons. Like, through all this Ben Simmons talk, let's not forget it's Ben the fuck Simmons. Like, that's why it was such a big deal what Ben Simmons did. And even still, you was talking about Ben Simmons offense. Did you not see what Trae Young was shooting last year in that series? It wasn't good. He was getting them hands put on him by Ben Simmons. Now, Ben Simmons wasn't doing much offensively, but that's fine. But he was getting them hands put on him defensively. Ben Simmons, arguably, outside of Gary Payton, is one of the best defensive guards to ever play the game of basketball.
That's fair. If we get a full Ben Simmons year, he might be able to be like, the second guard to ever win that award. He
almost won it last year. He was the runner-up last year. Rudy Gobert, if I'm not mistaken, won it last year. Was it Rudy that won it last year?
More, I think so. Yeah.
It was Rudy that won it last year because Giannis won both those awards the COVID year.
And that's why everybody was mad when the Clippers beat the Jazz in the playoffs.
But here's the thing about the Jazz. No, the thing about Jazz is you can't just funnel everybody to me, G. Help me. You can't just funnel everybody to me and then not give me the ball on the other end.
It was more than that, though. Like, this man couldn't hold Terrence Mann in the corner. Like, he can't close out. He can't.
You ain't got nobody else to help, G. You like literally. Would you not agree? If I win a defense player of the year, that should make y'all better at defense, right?
That's fair. Yeah.
How the fuck ain't nobody else made any all defensive team on the team?
They don't have that many as a whole. They don't have that many defenders, but you got to look at. Gobert was literally being targeted though. I'm pretty sure Tyronn Lue was telling them, "Oh, we're gonna small ball lineup. We're gonna put Batum in the corner. We're gonna kick it out to Batum. You're gonna either pump fake or you're gonna drain a three because Gobert he can't move that fast.
You know why that worked? Because in that same series, I would also see them literally stick Terrence Mann on Rudy Gobert, and they would ignore him, and Donovan would just and miss a three. Give me the ball, bro. And also, like, you can't just funnel everybody. If you take responsibility, take some pride in guarding your man, they play fucking Rudy behind me defense. Shit, you got him, bro. Damn. You got by me, Rudy behind me. He got it. Damn, G. Help me, help you. Help me, help us. You even admit, even the games they play the Lakers, they would stick Malik Monk on Rudy Gobert and not give him the ball. There's
a few possessions where he should have got the ball, but still
don't
give
me
him
the ball. I shoot 71%.
You got no moves.
I don't need moves when I'm 7'2".
You get is off of lobs and off of wide open opportunities.
Why do I? Let me ask you a question. Why do I need move? Throw me a fucking lob. The man on me 6'4". Throw me more.
Don't he get 15 points a game? 14? That's how he gets 14.
Listen, he shoots. Listen, he shoots 70. We can go back to this. We can go back to this topic we have discussion all the time. The Suns and the Jazz are two teams that have an efficient player that they do not use. You know, Aiden had 20 and 20 last night.
Yeah, you also had 30 the game before that versus Milwaukee.
He can do this every night when you give him the fucking ball.
You got better scoring options than that. You got better scoring options than him.
Who?
You're not serious right now.
He's shooting 64%.
So on how many? On what? 10 shots?
Give me more.
Devin Booker is
55.
A top 10 scorer in the league right now.
Devin Booker is 2022 Allen Houston. That's dope. Throw the ball to Aiden.
So 2022 Allen Houston had back-to-back 40-point games in the finals?
That's incredible. And what happened? They lost.
What? They lost to a better team. They lost to a better. I mean, still, like, you can't call him Allen Houston. What he's done.
He's 2022 Allen. Do you not remember? Allen Houston was nice. I'm not saying the man was. Allen Houston was nice. I ain't say the man was Ron Mercer. Allen Houston was nice. I think Allen Houston, if I'm not mistaken, got the first $100 million deal in NBA history. I could be wrong. Fact check me. I could be wrong, but I think he did. I think.
But I mean, you got to put more respect on Devin Booker game. He's been killing this year. Suns number one in the league. They went on a 12-game win streak. He was averaging 30 that whole win streak.
That is dope. And I think, again, the Suns and the Jazz are two teams that have a high percentage player that they refuse to use.
Because you got better options scoring the basketball. You have plenty of better options. We seen Cameron Johnson go for 30.
You really don't. You really don't.
Yes, you do.
And look. If you want to say that, that's cool. Give me 15 looks, G.
How many you get now? 12?
How many shots does Aiden take? I know Rudy take like 8. Rudy Gobert is averaging 15 points, averaging 71% from the field. He's shooting 71% from the field and taking 7.8 shots a game.
71% from the field. Because he plays his role and he gets the shots that he gets.
Give me more. You can't give me I'm shooting 71%. You don't want to see if I'm gonna miss?
No. We got other things we want to do.
Outside of Donovan Mitchell, who should take more shots?
On the Jazz?
Yes.
Boji.
And same with who?
Bogdanovic.
Should he really?
Who else they got? Bogdanovic.
You don't even know who they got.
Shit, I'm not gonna say Clarkson. That'd be reaching.
Yeah, you want Clarkson to
wait? Is he not? Wait, who is second in shot attempts for that team? Let's see.
Probably Clarkson. I actually don't. That's a great question.
Let's see who is second in shot attempts. Clarkson is taking.
Jordan Clarkson is taking 14 shots and shooting 40%. Fight me.
Taking 14 shots
and shooting 40%. G, fight me. You trying to tell me 4 of them looks can't go to me?
That might be the best point you have, just because they don't really have. I mean, besides D. Mitchell, they not the Suns. They don't got the same excuse the Suns have. The Suns have a better reason.
Yes. The Suns have a better reason. You have Chris Paul. You do have Devin Booker. Yes. They have Chris Paul. You have Devin Booker. They have a better reason. They still don't use Aiden correctly, though. Again, like I even said, the first game they played the Warriors, remember when Brook got hurt? I think, again, I don't ever want to say somebody getting hurt was a good thing because it wasn't. But one of the reasons I think they won that game was because they were forced to get the ball to Aiden more.
You said the game versus which game?
The first game versus the Suns. No, I mean the first game the Suns played with the Warriors.
Oh, when they beat them because on the win streak? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right? Oh.
Yeah.
They won that game because of what?
They were forced to get the ball to Aiden more because Booker got hurt in that game.
So they still could have won that game. Come on, man. They can't beat them without. You act like they have to use that method to beat a team like the Warriors.
They should.
Come on.
What big do the Warriors have who can guard Aiden?
mean, what? It's not that. What? Come on, man.
He's shooting 65%, if I'm not mistaken, from the field.
You give too much credit to those. You give way too much credit to those high percentages. Like you give entirely too much credit to those high percentages. No, it's 60% because he dunks, wide open dunks, and a couple and just lay-ins all game. It's not like
listen to me. Listen. His second year when he was 21 years old, he took 15 shots and shot 54% from the field.
If anything, you need to give Chris Paul that credit for putting him in those spots and getting him
shot
54% open looks, throwing him.
Do you know how good 54% from? I don't even think Joel Embiid, as great as he is, not granted. Obviously, Embiid shoots more and more threes. I don't even think he shoots. I don't even think he shoots 54% from the field.
He shouldn't be shooting. I mean, not he shouldn't, but Embiid's game is Embiid be out there on the 3-point line going between the legs.
I understand what you're saying. I feel you. I think Embiid could use to get down low a little bit more. I feel you. At times he could use that. But I'm just simply saying these are teams that have high percentage players that they don't use. But moving on, speaking of shots and shot selection, the Bulls. For whatever reason, the Bulls cannot beat the top teams in the East. Now, granted, they've been pretty much hurt all year. Caruso, I think, just got cleared for contact. Lonzo's been out. Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams got hurt early on in the year. But why can't they beat top teams? Now,
they say LaVine playing hurt.
LaVine is playing with a knee. My thing with the Bulls is they don't take any easy shots. None of them. Everything they take is contested. My only worry with them in a 7-game series is, yes, it looks cool when DeMar is hitting all them damn fadeaway turnarounds. But, you finna fadeaway turnaround over somebody for 7 games?
Right now, the playoffs started today. We in Chicago and Boston first round. Give me Boston.
Give me Boston, honestly.
Give me Boston.
But the only thing is that them two teams, but Boston and Chicago are two teams.
Give me Boston.
Boston, not granted, obviously Boston is better they've been better defensively, I think, since the new year. But Boston and Chicago are two teams that everything they do well could just not work one day. Like their whole offense could just shut down. Tatum and them dumbass step back threes could just you might miss all of them, G. You might miss all of them. You might make all of them, but you might miss all of them too. You might miss them all. You might.
Tatum has been so to his credit, Tatum was going to he just dropped 50. He was going to the rim a lot he was going to the rim a lot in that game as well.
That was a tough day for me. That was a tough morning for me. I didn't really see the game.
Oh, but yeah,
I was in the process of having a 24-hour after party. I didn't see the game that day.
I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about that day. Did not see the game that day.
Tatum, he's doing a much better job of implementing that, getting to the rim more and exploding at the rim. I think he's really opening this game up. Like I told y'all multiple times earlier on the pod, Tatum is that guy, and I think he won MVP one year. He's been playing out of his mind basketball.
No, yeah.
Who do you have for him? Even to guard him on the Bulls?
Patrick Williams, Derrick Jones.
That's all. That's food.
DeMar.
Food. It could definitely capable of being a shootout, but I think Boston has more talent. And I think they do the contested shots thing better than the Bulls. The Bulls have fallen off, and we're not sure how healthy they can be. Boston's pretty healthy right now, and
Boston is pretty healthy.
Obviously that don't. Hopefully that doesn't change. But they got pretty much the same core they had over the past couple years, and they got more chemistry. But yeah, I think Chicago is kind of like that team that was hot at one point, number 1 seed at one point, but all that is kind of trending downwards. When at the time you don't want to be trending down, so it's scary for them. I think Boston Bulls fans might want to I don't know, they want to embrace themselves for something tough.
In my personal opinion, the Bulls don't have a point guard. Even when they have a point guard, they don't have a point guard. Lonzo honestly hasn't played point guard since he left the Lakers. Even with the Lakers, he wasn't really playing point guard. The first year he was playing point guard. Once LeBron came, he became a shooting guard. They don't really have a point guard. Who is their actual point guard? Who?
How many assists is Lonzo averaging?
Probably 4.
I mean, wasn't they saying Ayo was playing better basketball?
Ayo is
right?
Ayo.
Weren't you saying it?
Ayo, no, I said Ayo will get Lonzo traded eventually. Is what I said. I said Ayo will eventually get Lonzo shipped to Denver. Is what I said.
I don't know, man. Because even if you ask DeMar, you ask players on that team multiple times, they praise for Lonzo. He'll get you the ball, in your spots. He look up. That's his role. Like he's an insane playmaker who can shoot the heck out the ball.
He is, but a lot of times the way that Lonzo has been typecasted is honestly as a shooter. Like he's been typecasted as a shooter too many times. Like again, even when Lonzo is a guy who I think could easily get you 8-9 assists a game if he ran the offense. Usually he's not the one running the offense. The one running the offense usually is like DeMar or Zach. And that's just their play. They run a lot of ISO, which is why I think, and they get granted. Zach is a tough shot maker. DeMar is a tough shot maker, but those are tough shots. Those are tough shots. You can miss all of those. You can miss them. And real quick, and Vucci, man. When you get to the playoffs, I remember the Spurs just ran pick and roll for a whole quarter and was cooking them. Like they ran a simple pick and roll with Vucevic for a whole quarter and was cooking him. Now they did pick up Tristan Thompson in the buyout market. I think that's a good move. Solid move. But Vucevic I also think is a weak link as well. Like if it all it takes is me a simple pick and roll for you to get played off the floor, especially if if you're gonna only score 20 and not do it at a clip where it's like 55-60% for me to excuse your weaknesses. It's kind of like not the same thing. Remember the bubble when like Kimball was still average 20, but Tyler Hero was averaging like 30, and it was Kimball's fault. Kimball was the one chasing around the screens and getting them points put up on him. Like it's like
him and Marcus Smart was getting fried up.
Facts. It is like, yeah, you averaged 20, but you probably also shot 42% to get that 20 points. I would rather just go with defense over you. Real quick, Teddy Hart, shout out to you, bro. Thank you. Y'all think awards should become algorithm based? At least 5 awards accounts for a percentage of voting, which means bias, voter fatigue, and storylines. But even aren't algorithms kind of? How do you do that?
Algorithm.
Like, how would you make an award algorithm based? Because like, wouldn't humans have to control the algorithm? Like, algorithms aren't perfect, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure.
Because like humans would have to control
comment explaining that, Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy, put that in the Teddy, explain it in the comment. And also shout out to Lonzo for Giddey. I like Josh Giddey a lot, but for the Bulls, no, because Lonzo is still a very good defender. But yeah, the Bulls. Who would they be playing? You said they play Boston right now after playoffs started today,
right now. They're 4 or 5 seed. They'd be the 4 or 5 seed.
Yeah, but for the Bulls, I had this argument with Bull fans all the time. Who cares, bro? You're back good, bro. I went to about 3 straight Bulls games when I was back in Chicago, G. The women are back at Bulls games, G. I haven't seen women. Nah, I'm dead ass. I haven't seen this many women going to Bulls games since D Rose was there, G. The city is back. The city is live. There will be playoff basketball back in Chicago for the first time in 5 years. You good, G. You good. You had a great season, bro. Anything after, in my opinion, anything after the playoffs for the Bulls this year is extra credit.
Extra credit. It's a startup, right? I mean, they just signed. This is DeMar's first year of his contract. This is Lonzo's first year as a Bull. They're probably gonna have to extend Levine soon.
Yeah, Levine.
You can do something about Vucevic. I mean, you can do something about that. But I mean, this is just the first year. I mean, I don't think that their expectations, like you said, expectations should not be that high for this team. I mean, they might have had some of them got their hopes really high up. They fell for in the beginning they were hot. DeMar was killing everybody. But I mean, yeah, the expectations shouldn't be that high. And they should just be able to settle for that probably what's going to happen is that first round exit. And that won't be necessarily backing for the City Chicago. Like you said, the women are back, selling out. You got an MVP candidate for the first time in a very long time. Yeah, you just like you said, the city is supporting them and whatnot. That's a great year for the Bulls, but they're not suited to. It's a lot of dogs in the East.
Yeah,
a lot of dogs in the East.
Speaking
of the West.
Yes, it is. But I think I think we're moving into the period where the East is going to be better than the West again. Maybe. Might move into that period because a lot of people that was West went East.
Mm-hmm. And mark me if I'm wrong. I feel like just moving forward in basketball now. Like I remember, let's say back in 2010 or whatnot. The 1-8 seed and the 2-7 seed. We kind of most of the time we knew the 1 seed was going to win. It was probably going to sweep them in the first round. The 2 seed was probably going to beat them in 5 games. That was pretty obvious. I remember growing up, 1-8, we already know who's going to win this series. But 2022, it seemed like all this talent in the NBA has made the NBA competitive. In first, ain't no sleeping, ain't gonna be no sleeping, ain't gonna be no.
I don't want to see the Raptors. I don't want to see the Raptors.
It's like
I don't want to see the like the Raptors are a team that I think is a player. They're kind of back in the situation that they were in, kind of, sort of, not really, but kind of, sort of. Back, like, if the Raptors can somehow get a star, or let's say Scottie Barnes becomes, I don't know, the best version of Scottie Barnes possible, that is a contending team.
Yeah, like, you're dealing with stuff like that nowadays. I remember when Bron, the Miami Heat, the first round, they'd run into like Charlotte in the first round. That's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Everybody knew Sweet. Like, you feel me? They would run into like they played Detroit in the first round.
Braun was dunking and looking at Jordan midway through the third quarter. Jordan was sitting there like dunking and looking at Jordan midway through the quarter. Look, the Hawks were in the conference finals. They 10 right now, bro. And they might have arguably the best point guard in the league on their team. And they 10 right now.
I don't know about that. But
just
arguably,
I said arguably.
Moving forward, the NBA is just in a great place because you weren't able to say this like 12 years ago, 10 years ago. You weren't able to say this. Like, I love it. It's fire. Like, we did not look forward to the playoffs. It was not all this like, oh, who gonna win? Like, oh wow, this first seed matchup is insane. Like, do they really want to play this team? Like, I remember it was like 1-8. Like, I don't know who the Lakers played in the first round back in the day. They get like the young OKC. Like, we knew
young
we were gonna beat them.
They would get.
We get
I think they got the Hornets one year.
Yeah,
or was that the second round? They got the Hornets one year, I think.
Like Cleveland, when Brown was the 1 seed, he played against like the Wizards in the first round. Gilbert Arenas.
Those were good series, though. Those were legendary series, though. We would not do that to the Wizards. Those, no, we know we're not doing that. Those were legendary series. But moving along to what could be a legendary series, I pray to God we get it in the playoffs. Sixers Nets. They played Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, right? Thursday. They played on Thursday. I will be clearing my complete schedule. I will be sitting in front of the television for this game. What do you expect from Nets versus Sixers? Ben Simmons is not playing, but he will be on the bench.
He will be in the building.
Probably get him a lot of security. They should probably get him a lot of security.
Did you see what they're going to try to file for Ben Simmons? Apparently, like a grievance thing so he can get some money back. And they were going to use evidence based on what happened in that game. Like, let's say, like a grievance. Like, they were going to use the evidence of what happens to him tomorrow night. Like, and if they like boom or something, they'd be like, "Wow, this is why he didn't want to play," because these guys were like, "This is like what's going on." Like, so like if they boo him, it'll like strengthen his case or get some of his money back. He was fine.
That's interesting.
I'll send that to you because there's a whole article on it. It's pretty dope. But I mean, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna stop him. But tomorrow night, I saw Kyrie's comments about the game. It's gonna be interesting.
You talking about when Kyrie said he wished that things could have worked out with him, and then Katie said and then Katie said like, yeah, he's the one. Like, I mean, I don't know what we could have done. Like, Kyrie is missing games. I was hurt, and Harden hasn't won the championship. He's right. The last line was hilarious, but he's right. Like, I feel Harden. Like, bro, Katie, you always hurting Kyrie. Like, Kyrie put 50 points on 19 shots, and he don't play every night. Imagine if he played every night. What you own, bro? You know how talented. What are you own?
Harden
bro?
Is one. I'm a Harden. I love Harden. He's one of my guys pretty much ever since he came to the league. But it's like I'm really disappointed in the way he handled the net situation.
Why?
I don't like it at all. How
would you like for Harden to handle that situation?
I think he should have stick it out, man. Like,
fucking
Kevin
why?
Durant and KD are literally back on the roster right now. Like, what?
Why?
Like, I don't get it. Like,
I went to play with Embiid, and he's usually for the most part there every night.
Why would I don't like, bro? The way did you not see he was playing for the Nets those last couple of games? He was giving up open threes, jogging back on defense. Remember, you saw the play when he Sadiq Bey ripped him, and he just jogged after it casually, and then got like, bro, like that shit is 100% unacceptable. He handled it like a little girl. He wasn't obviously they said he was like he'd like smack his lips in the huddle if they ran a play for KD or Kyrie or something like that. Did you see that rumor that came out? Yeah, but it's just stuff like that. Like, bro, like, come on, man. You got to be a professional. By the way,
smacking your lips when somebody is running a play for Kevin Durant is insane, by the way. That's actually insane. What do you mean, bro? What's wrong with you? It's me.
Are you in KD?
It's me.
Are y'all not?
It's me. Why are you smacking your fucking lips, dog? What's wrong?
Are y'all not friends, dude? Why are you snaking your dog like that, bro? Like, stick it out. If you want to leave professional. Like, bro, they brought you here. Like, come on, you're in Brooklyn. Like, come on, man. Like, that's literally unacceptable. Going out moping and all. Like,
yes,
come on,
that
bro.
part. That part he could have handled better.
That's not it.
But to be fair, he did get sold on a big three, and the big three basically never was on the court.
But they're there right now, going into the playoffs.
Not every night. Not every night. The mandate still ain't dropped, so Kyrie can play every night. Like, gee, you know how mad I would be.
That easy for you?
Huh?
Like, what you mean? Like, just
I don't want.
like,
yes, actually, yes, the fuck I do. Yes, I do. I would thoroughly enjoy Kyrie Irving, who can put up 50 points on fucking 19 shots to play every night. Yes, I would.
Okay, let me go join Fragile Ice and Embiid, who could literally could die anytime. And now what? Now you're looking stupid as hell in Philly without him, and now you're going to mope your way to another team. Like, yeah, never heard you. Let me look in. You feel me? Like, come on,
Philly is his last shot, though. I think
his last shot.
His last and best shot to win anything. His last and best shot to win anything.
I have to disagree with that.
You can't force your way out this many teams. You like bro, you end up like listen, you in the situation and you done been on what 3 teams in
twice in
3 years? Yeah, like you've been on 3 teams in 3 years.
He can do it again. When you are as good at basketball as he is, you definitely can.
All right.
You definitely can. I just think he should have handled it better. But this game tomorrow night is going to be very fire. I'm not sure if the fans are probably still going to boo the hell out of Ben Simmons. And I'm like, I remember running my homies something like, quite that deal. I'll make sure we let's go see. I'm like, Ben Simmons ain't playing in that damn game.
He ain't playing that game, bro. I'm not doing that to myself.
Like when the first happened,
my back hurt. That back gonna heal like Wolverine by March 20th.
In the next couple of weeks,
that back gonna heal like Wolverine by March 20th, and he gonna come back alive. Yeah, I'm not playing in that game. You lost your mind. No. Philly
I hooped all year, and you want me to come back in this
that game? Like, you lost your mind.
They don't like him, man. They don't like him at all, man. Like it's gonna be like this. I'm like I say, assuming like I say he would play. It'd be like the third most insane atmosphere. Like in the past, like 10 years, it'd be right after KD back in OKC, and it'd be right after LeBron back in Cleveland.
No,
probably the third.
No, nothing is close to LeBron back in Cleveland. Braun back in Cleveland was some different shit.
That's 1A. That's 1A, 1B.
No. Braun back in Cleveland is 1. KD back in OKC is like here, G. I think they had to get a police escort because they were throwing batteries. That shit was a televised Klan rally. Now, you may not fully remember. That shit was a televised Klan
that was my
rally.
peak. I definitely was a huge fan.
It's a Braun back in Cleveland was damn near a gang war. Yes, it was. That shit was a televised Klan rally. Like the level that one performance is Braun goated. Want to know why? Because 4 years later, you had a kid run on the court and beg him to come back. How soon we forget? Because you got to remember the Heat were I think 9-8 coming into that game. They were struggling. Braun came out there and did 37 points if I'm not mistaken, and they went on like a 12-game win streak after that and never looked back. But that shit was a televised Klan rally. Nothing is close to that. OKC, KD back in OKC was low key calm. Russ was just yelling at him. He just had Russ yelling at him. Nothing else really happened.
With the cupcakes and all that in the stands,
they were throwing batteries.
You're a coward.
That's fine. They were throwing They literally had an extra police escort because people were burning. When he left, people were burning his jersey. The owner basically sent damn near everything. Basically sent us a fucking slave message to him. Basically sent a slave message to him, and he walked back into Cleveland in that environment and did that. First of all, the Heatles were already a different level of hate.
Oh yeah, that was fire.
Number one, people didn't really people kind of got over the Warriors.
Top tier hater of that team.
People was like, "Oh, KD, you weak as hell," but like nobody really hated them like people hate the Heat. G.
The Heat were getting booed night in, night out.
Night in, night out. Everywhere.
Night out. Yeah, booed.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Warriors, it was like
I was one of them people too. I ain't even gonna hold you. I wasn't one of them. I wasn't too fond of that team.
I was.
Brian went up there saying he was gonna get 8 championships.
Imagine me being in Chicago, Illinois, doing the D Rose era and being a Bron fan. That shit was
that must have been nasty.
No, that shit was like a secret society. Like I have friends to this day who I first bonded with over we fucked with the Heat. Shout out my homie Kendall. Kendall was me and my homie Kendall. That's my dog now. In high school, we was cool. We was homies. But the way we bonded was the fact that, like, literally, there was a video in my phone. Remember when the Bulls lost to the Heat in five games? I think they were up 10 with 3 minutes left to go, and the Heat made a run, and I think the Bulls didn't score and took them out. That was once a video on my phone of everybody in my house being happy as shit. It was like like a fucking community of people if you rocked with them. So that was different. This would actually probably be above KD going back to OKC just because it's Philadelphia. Philly is already bad.
Man.
No, Philly
is bad, but like,
Philly is already Philly fans are different.
KD back in OKC game.
Michael Irvin's career ended on the turf at whatever field it was called. Veteran Stadium, and they cheered as he was being carted off as he was being carted off. Philly fans are different. Doc Rivers said Ben Simmons deserves a tribute video. Do you think he'll get one? Absolutely not, but he does.
He definitely won't get one. I mean, yeah, especially if you consider some of the players who over the past couple of years have gotten tribute videos. Yeah, he should get one, but
there's been some nasty tribute videos over the past couple years. But some nasty.
But like, is that gonna be something moving forward that's gonna keep happening? Like tribute videos for mediocre or just like regular players that is gonna continue. I mean, if it's something that's gonna continue, he definitely deserves one. But them Philly, they're not approving that.
They're not giving him a tribute video. But who wins the game? And do you expect any banter between Harden and KD and Kyrie? Do you expect any banter between them? Because they will all be on the court. If I'm not mistaken, the game is in Philly. So Kyrie will be playing. KD will be playing because he ain't got hurt. So KD will be playing. He said respectfully, what would his tribute video consist of? Come on, G. Come on, G. Come on, G. I've seen nastier tribute videos. I've seen nastier tribute videos. I've seen nasty ones. I'm trying to think of players who have got a tribute video, which was nasty.
It definitely was some nasty ones. I can't think of names.
I can't think of one off the top of my head, but it's been some nasty tribute. It's been some very nasty thank yous. It's been some nasty thank yous.
Wait,
you can give Ben Simmons a tribute video.
Didn't Pat Bev get a little tribute video from the Clippers?
Yes, but he deserved one. For the Clippers,
I'm not saying he didn't deserve. Yeah, but like
I said, Brian Cardinal had a tribute video. Absolutely not. If Brian, I don't know this to be true. I don't know this to be true. But if Brian Cardinal had a tribute video, Nick Collison has his jersey retired. Nick Collison, Kimba got a tribute video. You can give Ben Simmons a fucking tribute video. You can give Ben Simmons a tribute video.
You definitely can, but there's a billion reasons why you're not gonna do it.
You're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But you can give him a tribute video. That series was not all his fault, bro. It was not all his fault. It wasn't all his fault. They were running plays for Joel Embiid to score at the end of the game.
More to it than
the
just
fucking
that series,
3-point line.
You know that. It's more to it. He showed up to practice this year with an iPhone in his pocket.
Why you even have me there? You know I don't want to be there. You talk bad about me all summer. My coach literally, after we just lost the game, went to the press conference and said, I don't know if we can win the championship with this point guard.
So you mad at the
Yes, I'm mad. That's not holding me accountable. You throwing me out of the bus. Doc was calling bull. First of all, if I ain't shot the first of all, in the new NBA, that's not as egregious as you think it is. How many times in the new NBA have you seen people kick out layups for threes when you are like, yo, dunk the ball?
You are the number one motherfucking pick.
What does that mean?
People called you. TPJ literally called you.
TP be wilding. He be wilding.
But I'm pretty sure he wasn't the only. He was the only.
Nobody said that.
He
did get LeBron comparisons, but nobody said better than LeBron.
He was a unanimous number one pick.
Okay, yeah, he should have been.
You're supposed to be one of the. Come on, you don't pass up that opportunity with a little guy like that. What do you mean? What I mean? You're supposed to be aggressive in a playoff series. You're supposed to show everybody like I'm Ben Simmons. I'm here to.
They ain't call a play for me all game. What you mean, bro?
You holding? Come on, man. You giving too much credit to the wrong things.
What you mean?
Too much credit to the wrong things. Like Ben Simmons is out there playing. You can go get you a shot if you want. I'm pretty sure Doc Rivers.
I held Trae Young to 40%. I think it was 39%. I held Trae Young to 39% shooting. G.
What was gonna happen if Ben Simmons called the screen roll for himself or did something for himself? You think Doc Rivers was gonna sub him out?
Probably. He was better than Bron if he shot. Fuck out of here. Well, guess what? Guess what? No. Guess what? He don't do shoot. So no, he is not better than LeBron James. Fuck out of here. No.
Gee, but like, I mean, no, like that's why, bro. You can't like. He's kind of sensitive. Like it's your like you played a
How
huge
is that
role.
sensitive, G? What do you mean?
It's sensitive.
All right, let me and TP go on this show and say we don't know if you know how to do XYZ the whole time, and then ask you to come and show up next week. No,
I mean,
did I
fail in a bad way? Did I do something wrong?
Huh?
Am I the reason why? Like, would I be the reason why we like? You feel me? Got like 10 views or something? Like I mean.
If we get 10 views, it's our fault. If we get 10 views, it's fucking our fault. Why the hell do we have 10 views? If we get 10 views, we did something wrong too.
That's the equivalent to Ben Simmons.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you know what? Yes, it is.
Bombing that playoff series.
He didn't bomb the playoff series. More things happened than just that. They were calling plays for Joel Embiid at the end of games from the 3-point line. Why the fuck are you calling plays from Joel Embiid from the 3-point line?
Why the fuck is Ben Simmons not demanding the ball back and being aggressive?
I'm guarding Trae Young. Trae Young shot 39% from the field and we lost.
Ben Simmons is how old? I think I saw it. He's born in '96. He's a year older than me. So he's 25. You can't. It's too much to ask you to guard Trae Young and play some offense. That's too much to ask you.
Gee, I still probably average 7 assists. That ain't offense. You don't want the passes. You don't want the passes?
You want some bare minimum shit, Patty. Your
expectations for
Ben Simmons and the number one pick have got to be higher. You want some bare minimum shit.
G, what more do you want from the man, G? He's good. Is he not a top 25 player?
No, number one unanimous pick. We won a lot.
Is he not a top 25 player?
Thomas called the man a top 25 player in the NBA?
Yes.
But we expect for top 25 players.
I'm asking you.
Being a top 20. Yeah,
yes, no?
But that comes with like a. So if you're gonna prove you're a top 25 player, you're supposed to show out in those moments.
He was All NBA third team last year, and
show out in those moments.
He was All NBA third team, and I think runner up for defensive player of the year. And my coach goes on the press conference at the end of the game when he could have called some better shit too, and says, I don't know if we can win a championship with you. And then you want me to come back to your... First of all, you've been trying to trade me for 2 years. Let's not forget. They tried to trade him for Harden. Let's not forget that. Remember? Because he went up there and said, yo, I'm happy that I'm still here. I was very nervous. They've been trying to trade him for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to the press conference and do that?
You are a number one pick who does not shoot the ball if you are wide open. I mean, duh, we're going to try to trade you.
Whatever. So whatever. Who wins the game?
Bro, gee,
on Thursday, who wins the game?
I'm gonna go with the Brooklyn. I think KD and Kyrie. We got a masterclass from Kyrie last game with the 50 ball. I think, and KD didn't really play that well, but I think we get another Kyrie masterclass, and this time KD shows up, and he has also a great game. I say at least 30 minimum from both KD and Harden. Great production from Bruce Brown. Curry hit some big shots. I think Drummond will probably show up because obviously old team as well, even though he's gonna be in foul trouble dealing with Embiid. But I think I'm going with the Nets. I think we get a huge performance from KD. We've seen it multiple times. KD when a lot of pressure was on him and when he was like angry, he showed up. I'm like at that game OKC we're talking about. He dropped 40 balls his first game back in OKC. And was talking shit. We've seen him multiple times show up when you feel me. Everybody the eye camera was on him. We saw him like in situations like this go out there and kill it. And Kyrie already got this whole like mentality. He told us how he feeling about this game and how the situation was handled. They're not too happy right now, and they're both outstanding basketball players. We've seen both of them multiple times answer to him and deliver on these situations like this. So I think that Harden and KD, and with also to help their role players will get from seeing them that they'll get off of KD and Kyrie, will like lead to a big win for Brooklyn. And I think Brooklyn is still that's my take.
Gee, Doc Rivers traded what is Seth to him? His son-in-law?
I think so, yeah.
That's fire. But anyway, I'm going with the Sixers to win the game. I think Embiid has 40 and 12 in this game. And I think Harden has like 18, 12, and 8. And I think
18?
Tyrese, 18, 12, and 8. I think Tyrese Maxey has 24 points. I think Tybal plays outstanding defense. And I think Tobias Harris chips in with 16 points. And I think we get a Sixers win. We did get asked this question. We can do this and then get out of here. I do want to. Do you have thoughts on this?
Yeah, I could talk on it real quick. But yeah, I think the Brittney Griner situation is honestly insane. The most random news, and then apparently she's been out there for like a month.
I think
right?
like 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks, something like that.
Before
Yeah,
it even came out. So I think that's definitely scary. Obviously, the war is going on against Russia. A lot of people saying this is just like this is bad. Wrong timing. Like bad timing was like a person. It's just like wow. It sucks, but I mean, it's not looking too good for her.
I want to be clear. It sucks. I hope she gets out of jail. But let this be a lesson to everybody. When you go to these foreign countries, like DJ Esco, shout out DJ Esco, got locked up for 56 nights. I don't even think he even had weed. I think he like had a trace of weed on him and got locked up. Some countries you can get arrested for just having weed in your system. So let this be a lesson. This is not America. When you go to these foreign countries, you got to abide by their rules. I hope she gets out. I hope she comes home safe. It's an incredibly scary situation. It's also they're warring with a neighboring nation. So I hope she comes home safe. There's also the discussion of like, well, if they made more money in the WNBA, they wouldn't have to go overseas. So also, I think she goes overseas. I think it's like her 4th year going to Russia. And playing. I think she makes like $1 million in Russia. So I hope she comes home safe. But let's be a lesson to people. When you go overseas and you go to these places, learn their laws. This is not America. Don't do that. You probably shouldn't travel with weed in America. I think that's even I could be wrong, but I think that's even a federal crime. Even states in America have different laws about weed. Now we a little bit lax, and I think we like the leaders and like, relaxing kind of the weed like relaxing the weed things, but let this be a lesson. Granted, like I said, I hope she gets out. I hope she comes home safe, but let this be a lesson to all y'all, anybody who's thinking about traveling. Do not be trying to do that. Don't be trying to take no vapes. Don't learn what their laws are and stick to their laws.
And we saw the Jello Ball situation when he got locked up in China.
He got locked up.
It's not as fortunate though for him because like we wasn't at war with China at the time.
We was not at war with China.
We were not. So I mean, it was obviously like easy to get him back. A little more fortunate for him, but it's just like y'all can't be going to these other countries and like wilding out. Even though obviously stealing is legal here as well, but it's just like, come on, bro.
Yeah, facts. So that's my thoughts on the situation. Prayers up for Brittney Griner. I hope she gets out.
Illegal.
Yeah, but prayers up for Brittney Griner. I hope she returns home safely. I'm sure that's an incredibly scary situation. But like I said, let that be a lesson to all y'all. Don't know. You are not in America. Do not be doing that. But it's been an episode of Hoops and Brews, man. Shout out all of y'all for watching today. This was fun.
Yeah, good talk, man. For real.
Yeah, man. Joe, get your plug in and we can go ahead and get out of here.
All right, cool. I'm gonna be changing my name soon, but for now it still is Twitter at the Jolts, JOLTSS. Follow me on there, talk hoops with me, talk whatever. I've been on talking a little bit sometimes. Hit me on the gram, East Coast with a 0. Yeah, great episode with Pavi. Great talk today. Let's get it.
Yeah, and as always, man, follow me on Twitter at Pavi World, PAVY World, all on one word. Follow me. I got new music coming soon. Actually, I'll tell y'all March 16th I'm dropping a project called the Chicago EP. So that'll be out. So make sure y'all look out for that. Shout out all y'all for watching. And until next time, peace.
Fresh like I just got a contract. Fresh like I just got a max. Roll up this, we ballin' to the max. Fresh like I got a contract. Moving through the city, we be going. Yeah.